He does vividly recall memories of his own defeat. The Saintess attempted to beat him. All three members that became responsible for bringing him down were part of the stupid Joshua family that he has now become a part of. Imagine reincarnating into your enemy's family line. Bro is punching the air right now. While he's thinking about his shitty luck, the bishop roars at the Joshua family for being nothing more than heretics who created a monster. The old geezer has made it his life's goal to reveal Isaac's true identity. He promises to annihilate the Joshuas by his hand, but that's enough of his yapping. Rilai is done playing around and merely slices his throat, warning him that it is the mercy of their family that he didn't deal the killing blow just now. Isaac is really happy that he's got one hell of a powerhouse to rely on. He wonders if Rilai is willing to go against the Sanctusades in the future with the right persuasion. The knights, on the other hand, they're out here treating him with care and consideration. The funny thing is, he remembers fighting against some of the members of the Joshua family and understands that they're strong. His own subordinates were terrified to face Joshua of Blue, for example, but this dude turned out to be a creep with weird figurines of the Skeleton King. The Emperor is glad to have been favored by Rilai in this situation, and wants to extend an offer of a lifetime. The Emperor wants to raise Isaac as one of the royal family members, something that comes as music to his ears. The Emperor is doing this because he knows the internal and external forces of the Holy Empire will be targeting the young master, so the situation calls for it. While the Joshuas are reliable and strong, there's no telling if they can safely protect the child. Isaac is a little confused and doesn't get what's going on. Interestingly, Isaac shares the same hair color as the founder of the Holy Empire, which somehow seems to be a significant point. Also, they think that the Skeleton King is secretly targeting the child too, which is just utter nonsense since Isaac is the Skeleton King himself, but these guys don't know that yet. Rilai makes it very clear that this kid belongs to the Joshua family, and therefore will be raised by them as such. He doesn't care if it's the Pope or the Skeleton King that is after them. The Joshuas possess more than enough strength to handle the threat. Saintess Melissa among their family is actually eager to encounter the Skeleton King. They can't exactly have her direct descendant to be just gifted away to the imperial family. The name Melissa strikes pure fear in his heart, as Isaac recalls that she was his final opponent in the divine realm. She was the most terrifying foe she had ever squared up against. So let's add another layer to the Skeleton King's misery. Not only was he born into the family line of his enemy, but he's also the direct descendant of the one woman who beat his ass the most. At this point, he's seriously questioning what the actual fuck is going on. Let's rewind a little and understand what a saintess truly means. Having been defeated many times by the Skeleton King, the people decided to forge saintesses, bringing them up as the ultimate weapons of war. They were made to punish evil, donning holy light magic, and considered the highest rank among the knights of the empire. The power of the saintesses allowed the people to believe that the Skeleton King would soon meet his end. They had immense physical stats, a persistent survival instinct, and could only grow stronger with time. But for the Skeleton King, this guy was just ruthless. He was massacring the saintesses left and right. He never really killed them fully, only injured them enough that they would be rendered defeated. The Skeleton King knew that the holy energy of the saintesses always returned to the gods after their end, and that allowed for the creation of even more powerful, evolved saintesses in place. Now let's get to Melissa, the final saintess that he ever faced. She was the most powerful opponent he ever encountered, encountering a near-death experience. And now this terrifying woman is his ancestor. What a life. Rilai argues that the saintesses purely exist to defeat the Skeleton King, and the Joshua family line is the only family capable of producing them. Their ultimate mission is to defeat those who stand against the path of gods. Many saintesses have sacrificed their lives just challenging the Skeleton King, even though he never killed them. Turns out that Isaac once trapped a saintess in a maze. It's funny because his intention was to free her, but she was just shit at navigating. 5 saintesses died of frustration instead of going to the hospital to heal their injuries. Rilai comforts the child, reminding him that they'll do everything to protect him even if he's cursed. But in reality, Isaac is punching the air because he's the one suffering the most. Rilai wants the child to have only one purpose, and that is for him to turn out anything other than the Skeleton King. Which is pretty fucking hilarious considering this is the baby version of their same damn arch-nemesis. Isaac apologizes for having crushed his parents' dreams by literally existing, kind of like a lot of you guys. The Emperor wants Rilai to use his head, reminding him that the Skeleton King had been done away with for more than a century now. This is how Isaac learns that he reincarnated a while into the future, and that means he doesn't have Melissa to fear anymore. From that time, the Demonkin continued to prosper. The Emperor argues that Isaac's powers are more important to the imperial family more than anything. Also, the Emperor highlights that there aren't even any saintesses from the Joshua family line in service at present. It's been 1 year ever since Isaac came into this world, only for his parents to disappear into thin air. Bro, they really said fuck you to their kid and left. Isaac's received 8 different shocking realizations today, and learning that his mother was the head saint of the family makes it all the more worse. He thinks it's all over for him. Also, remember when this idiot assumed that Melissa is dead? Turns out that persistent saintess is also alive and she's still kicking ass. The dude seriously can't believe that she lived for nearly 2 centuries. He's having a headache, and even the Emperor is surprised seeing the child so distraught. Isaac thinks his life is actually ruined if his lifelong enemy is alive and well. He's going to get eviscerated the second she uncovers his true identity as the Skeleton King. He really doesn't want a piece of her at his age, so he pulls out the only move at his disposal. Isaac chooses the Imperial family, and such cuteness that even he is swooned. Riley tries to play his cards and defends that Isaac is just being friendly, but the Emperor is adamant in raising him as his own, as the Imperial family's got plenty of privileges for the child to offer. The Joshua family is known for its saintesses, but they don't have experience actually raising saints. The boy is eventually going to become a demon slayer exorcist, which is why Riley argues that the Joshuas are more fitting of his caliber. They're literally pulling a 1-year-old apart from each end, arguing like children while Isaac is about to get sacrificed in this funny scene. Bro is literally hanging on and really wants to become a part of the Imperial family to save himself. He strongly believes that the Emperor is his best bet, as he offers the most security for his life. So the boy turns to the Emperor and chooses him again. In the next scene, the annoying bishop comes before his cult, still convinced that the boy belongs to the demon kin. His masters are upset hearing his whinings. They merely can't accept the ridiculous idea that the power of light was channeled by a demonic child. The bishop mentions the use of mana and that he saw it before his eyes. But the Sancticides group has already made up its mind. They waste no efforts in slicing his head clean, deeming it as a punishment for his blasphemous claims. The leader is uninterested in leading an attack squad, believing that the Emperor is going to take Isaac anyway. And then, they'll have more than enough chances to deal with the boy. Only this time, they'll make it personal that he dies.